Hey, good morning, it's Matt from Adventurecruiser, and today I'm going to do a mock-up installation of a Motorola APX8500 in this beautiful Ineos Grenadier. I've got a couple of decisions to make that are delaying the installation. One, what control head? I'm trying to decide between an 03, which is the remote mic, an E5, or an 07, and I'll show you what those last two are in a minute. The other decision is where to mount the antenna. Now, as you can see, we'll start there. The antenna, I believe, should go right there, because with these Safari windows, you won't have to worry about a roof rack coming too far forward and getting in the way of the antenna. But I kind of want to put a proper fixed mount antenna in there, and I have options for that as well. So let's take a look. All right, so here's the basic setup of an APX8500. You have a control head. In this case, this is the 07. I'll show you the E5 in a minute. 07 is a full-featured keypad, a really good display that has day and night mode and has a lot of features. It is a smaller screen than the E5 and a slightly older variant, so a lot of guys like going with the E5. I'm kind of partial to this one. But then you have the actual radio itself, and the radio is going to be mounted under the rear seat. There are a couple options for running a microphone up to the front operator's compartment or driver's seat, if you want to be basic. This is a full keypad mic. I have another potato mic that doesn't have the keys on it, and I'm still up in the air on what goes where. Here are the two antennas I'm considering though. This is an all-band short little whip antenna. This is an all-band short little whip antenna, but it also has Wi-Fi and GPS built in. These are really pretty cool, but as you can see, that's a pretty serious hole to drill in the top of a brand new car, and I'm kind of hesitant to do that. Can you blame me? Yeah. Anyways, here are the rest of the cables for that antenna. So the two big decisions to make are which control head and which antenna. And I'm not going to make those decisions today, but here is the brick. And I'm thinking that inside the Grenadier, you have a lot of space under the seat. And I'm thinking that I can fit it. Like I said, I'm thinking that I can fit it. You know what they say, measure twice, cut 6 times. You know, in my mind, this worked great. I'm wondering if putting it in a different angle will help. Now, there is another option to put it over there, but that's where I was planning on putting the ARB compressor. I've always had a compressor in my vehicles. The last 2 Land Cruisers, which incidentally is where the name of this channel came from, Adventurecruiser, because I'm a Land Cruiser buff. I've had 4 of them, 2 100 series, a 62 series, and a 80 40th anniversary edition that I partnered with a business partner on, and he sold it to his brother for $2. So that was fun. Not really. I mean, it was legitimate that he sold it for $2. It was just not fun that he didn't sell it to me for that. Anyhow, moving on. I'm not bitter at all, but I am disappointed. Okay, so there's got to be a way to mount this somewhere. I'm sure I could probably get away with mounting it here, or even under the incredibly spacious seat. There's plenty of room here. But the idea is I am now forced to mount a control head here because there's not a lot of room over here without making it just look blocky. I had thought about putting it in this center overhead control center, and I removed the screws from this panel, but that panel doesn't remove, so you can't replace it with something else. Check that out. That's kind of disappointing. But I found another purpose for the BKR 9000. It is absolutely spectacular at holding up the switch panel. Good job, BK. So I'm running into a few disappointments here, but I do still really like the idea of mounting the antenna, and even if I have to drill through there, it's doable. Mounting the antenna up on top, and then ideally having the radio mounted under here, so it's out of the way from a distance. Nobody sees it. It looks really clean. And then if I use the antenna that has the Wi-Fi and the GPS capabilities, well, I have no need for either of those on a radio. It does also enable Bluetooth. So I can use a Bluetooth microphone or a Bluetooth headset. Let's say I want to drive with the windows down and look like I'm wanting to be cool. Moving on. Yeah, that would afford more opportunities to have this installed. So what do you guys think? Any suggestions? Any input? Have any of you fried the wiring in a Grenadier yet? Hopefully not. But put your comments and thoughts in the comments below. I think this could look really good, and I absolutely want to have a radio mounted in my vehicle. I have it mounted in my other truck, dual antennas, because I'm running an APX8500 and a BKKNG M150 with a remote control head. And there's the 8500 there. And then I actually wired a relay in, so my radios are controlled by the switches. So when those power up, yeah, works out pretty well. Anyways, that's why I want to have radios and everything. And yeah, I'm just a little perplexed now. Everything is about a ½ inch too small and doesn't remove like it should.